쥐바쿵. 애 아빠 다 됐어. 애 아빠 다 됐어.
Lou? Lou?
How's little Lou doing?
아, 아저씨도 살았네. 다행이다.
No response.
Well, look at that. That child's taking a shine to me.
쌍아트 보냈어. 귀여워.
You two were out cold, so I had you brought here. You were right. Whatever you did back there returned us to our own world. I put your cargo and gear in your private box. You slept for a whole day, you know. Slept like the dead.
힘들었다고요.
I'm already back in Capital Knot. Fragile's beach has been coming in handy. Sam, I owe you an apology. Lou was the name you were going to give your own baby if he'd had made it. I should have pieced it together sooner.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I found some records from 10 years ago. A death, sudden, in the middle of a town. Young woman in the prime of her life. Nobody knew until it was too late. A void out. Her husband, who was a member of Bridges, had dooms. He tried, but he couldn't get to her in time. The whole town was wiped off the map, leaving nothing but a big crater and him. Because he was a repatriate. People wanted answers. Did the man hide his wife's body on purpose? The only survivor was the only suspect. He was easy to blame, and people did. And pretty soon, they were blaming Bridges too. The man felt responsible, so he left. And his wife, who died, her name was Lucy. She'd been pregnant, poor woman. They were going to name their son Lou.
Didn't happen.
But it did. President Strand told me. She talked about you all the time. He didn't have to cut all ties and walk away, she said.
You wanna shut the fuck up?
Calm down, Sam. Take a seat. I told you before about my body. 70% harvested from cadavers. Do you want to know the real reason why? Because the story you've heard is one I made up. The truth is, I'm Frankenstein's monster. Artificial, grown from pluripotent stem cells. And when that vital spark didn't manifest in all my organs, they replaced the defective ones with those of the dead. I never had a birthday. I'm a soulless meat puppet. No ka, a dead man. People born the traditional way have beaches. You have one. BB too. But I have no such connections. No mother.
그래서
No
데드맨이구나.
afterlife. No beach. You see now why I'm so obsessed with it all? Why I joined Bridges? The battlefield. Now that was an awful beach. But strangely, I didn't hate it, because I knew you were coming for me. I've never felt that before. Connected to someone, anyone. You didn't have to cut all ties and walk away. The president was right about that much.
Wasn't anything to walk away from. It's not like I was ever welcome there.
Come on, even I was welcome. Oh, that. You were holding it. It's an old dog tag, US issue. Wasn't easy prying it out of your hand. Clifford Unger, as you can see. I looked him up in our
그래서
database.
앞에 에피소드는 언거였고 지금은 클립보드였구나.
He was
외제
U.S. Army
형님
Special
이름이
Forces.
크레포드 온 거네요.
Fought in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan.
That's him.
Well, that's all I've managed to dig up so far. You must be caked in chiral matter from the battlefield. Time for a shower, I'd say. Oh, I won't be joining you this time. The Die Hardman issue is no longer a concern. I've seen to it that our conversations won't be recorded.
회수 요청? 데드맨의 물건? 왜, 뭐, 저거 하자고? 그 전에 씻어요, 형님. 형님, 씻읍시다. 더러워, 지금.
Sam, do you copy? As you might have suspected, time here stopped while you two were on that battlefield.
If my thinking is correct, the dimension to which you traveled is a kind of beach. To explain a little, our bodies, our ha, all occupy the same world, but our souls, our ka, have beaches all their own. These beaches are given form inside our brains by our beliefs, religion, philosophy, and so forth. As a result, a beach can be anything, and those anythings form a multiverse. However, if many people die at once, their beaches can become entangled, creating a strand field. This phenomenon is exacerbated in wartime by omnipresent feelings of resentment and despair. Beaches are more easily and frequently entangled. On such a beach, exits vanish and experiences cycle endlessly. Picture it like a record player. The needle skips, playing the same phrase again and again. They're fighting a battle that has no beginning or end. Round and round it goes. Now, the battlefield you visited was in Eastern Europe in World War II. Which is strange, given that the man you encountered, Clifford Unger, played no part in that conflict. I can't explain it.
간단하면 목욕 타월 하나 줘라. 왼손으로 비누도 없이 이렇게 씻어요?
Who knows what we might discover?
Still there, Sam? If so, I have a request. When you're ready, head upstairs to the delivery terminal.
너무 힘들어 보인다, 쌤. 그러면 잠깐만요. 여기 뭐 메일이 하나 왔었는데. 회수 요청 데드맨의 물건. 데드맨의 겨울 코트와 부츠가 그 근처에 있다. 아, 또 그 오두막에 가라고? 원팀 노트에 배송 단말기에서 의뢰를 수주할 수 있다. 너무 힘들어요. 오랜만에 이제 비비와 함께 출동을 하는구나.
Can I help you? Holy shit. John, is that you? What are you doing here? My wife's checked in. They don't want to repeat of last year. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were there.
Departure. All clear. Sam, the west side of that region is covered by a massive tar belt.
드디어 서쪽으로
Beyond it
넘어가는
is
건가?
Edgenut City, the last bastion of civilization you'll find that far out. It's your final destination. Once you use the Cupid to connect it, the chiral network
근데
will
왠지
span the
연결하면
entire
망할 것
continent.
같은데?
The rebirth of America is so close.
미국
And
부활하면 어떨
remember,
텐데?
that's where Amelie is being held captive. We need you to bring her home safely. But before you cross the tar belt, there's one more knot we need you to tie. Hartman will help you get it done.
하트맨, 아 드디어 연구소 갈 수 있나? 야, 너 그때 온천 갔는데 문 안 열어주더라?
First, the dog tags you took from that soldier. Tuck them away in a pocket so you
얘는
don't misplace them.
심장 저 AED를 차고 있는 거 보니까 얘도 뭔가 사연이 있나
Her
봐.
body shows no signs of necrosis, and I for one would like
시신 갖고 오라고?
much to know the reason why. Closer study may yield information that could prove instrumental in helping us to overcome the Death Stranding. Suffice it to say, 1 minute remaining. I don't have much time. See to your preparations. I'll be waiting. You'll find an official order on the terminal.
아 근데 이제 데드맨 근처까지는 하트맨 근처까지는 아마 어쭈 제가 집을 해놨을 텐데 집 라인을 여기는 안 해놨나? 빨간 게 빨갛게 돼 있어서 안 돼 있었던 것 같기도 하고.
All right, Sam. Take care of her. And don't worry, she won't go necro. Millington's special. Be funny if these Ha of ours ended up being the key to saving us all.
일단 짚라인 깔아놓은 데까지만 짚라인으로 한번 가볼게요. 여기 바로 앞쪽 말고는 거의 해놓긴 했는데
Weapons restrictions lifted.
뭔가 BT 구역이 코앞까지 온 것 같기도 하고. 원래 이렇게 앞에 있었나? 원래 여기 있었나? 여기 말기요. 여기를 갈 것 같아요. 사실 짚라인 타는 게 제일 재밌는 것 같아요. 도로 좋은 짚라인. 어쩌다 보니 좀 번거롭게 깔아놓게 됐습니다. 짚라인을. 그래도 편안하게 갈 수 있어요. 자, 여기에서 잠깐 하트맨 웨어 여기거든요. 여기면 여기서부터 좀 걸어가야 될 것 같은데. 있습니다. 이 럭셔리한 별장이.
Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
너 이렇게 마중 안 나오기 있기 없기.
Request to join UCA. Registered. Awaiting
그
Cuban
여태까지 가입도 안 하고 뭐 했냐? 브리지 사원 아니었냐? 꼭 이렇게 고생을 시켜요? 하트 모양으로 됐어. 보온 패드? 아, 이런 체력이 좀 덜 떨어지는 건가?
Please proceed into the facility with the cadaver.
오케이.
Good work.
돌선발로 마중 안 나오냐? 소생까지? 무슨 소생? 뭐야? 쓰러졌나? 응급처치를 해줘야 되는 건가? 이모가 진짜 럭셔리한 취미를 가졌잖아. 인테리어 보소.
Hardman?
Administering shock. Stand clear.
이번 에피소드는 하트맨이려나? 맞네요. 에피소드 8 하트맨.
Well,
아,
you certainly caught me with my
이렇게
pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam.
거의 30분도 안 뒤로 죽었다 살아났다 하나 보다.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please lay her down there. Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach and then return.
다들
60
캐릭터가
deaths and 60 resurrections per day.
특이하네.
60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549. I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of
호수가
my heart.
아니었구나.
The doctors called it myocardial cordiphomia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see
아니요,
Hartman's
괜찮습니다.
heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Also, you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Hartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man.
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
따봉 쪼개서 줄래?
I apologize if our conversation gets cut short.
왜 20분일까?
I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child.
1시간도 아니고 30분도
One
아니고.
person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here. Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
그냥 일어날 수는 없고 확대하기로만 볼 수가 있나봐요. 좋아요 10개는 왜 갑자기? 마마는 진짜 너무 안타깝다. 뭔가 자기의 수집품을 보면 좋아요가 느는 건가? 뭔데 저거는 도대체? 뷰티 모델 아티스트의 상상도 2차 목격. 목격. 가족 사진을 잘 한번 확대해야 될 것 같아. 과거 시절의 가족 조상. 멘탈. 다 본 것 같은데요, 하트맨님? 이것도 하나하나 볼 수 있나? 내 에임이 어린 딸이 그린 아빠의 모습. 이제 시간이 다 되었어.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me.
뭐야, 하트맨.
As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the two void outs were there.
워킹데드입니까?
What happened? What's going on? I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go!
현실에서 심폐소생술을
The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Hartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam? Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a prepper-owned station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network.
다 다니면서 하라고?
Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the Earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
아, 그래서 바닥을 다 폭신한 걸로 해놨구나. 아, 나는 고급진 취향인가라고 생각을 했는데 다 이유가 있었네요.
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
은근히 세심하단 말이야. 음악은 취향이 도저히 아니었나봐. 아, 20개 까였다고? 하지만 바로 다시 플러스 마이너스 제로. 심한 땅콩충들 어떡할 거야. 이게 왜 여기 있지?
You heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal.
시체 때문에.
Our ultimate objective in this region is to build a replacement for a way station that was lost to the tar. The first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about Amelie's status or what Higgs is up to. That's a concern for us as much as you. But we won't know more until we get to Edgenot City. And that means connecting this region first. You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the epilevel biologist, so I recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that lost way station.
에반데. 에반데. 일단 둘 다 가져가야 되는데 또 안티메타봄입니까? 무거운디. 그리고 짚라인은 여기 빨간 게 없어지기 전까지는 또 설치를 못 하거든요. 카이런 네트워크 연결되기 전까지는. 그러면 이쪽으로 넘어가서 해야 되나? 아닌데. 근데 고생물자가 아니라 지질학자한테 먼저 가야 되는데. 완전 생 노바다잖아. 네. 여기 BT 구역도 있어요? 에반데.
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the result of excessive exposure to chiralium during the dig. Until the site is properly decontaminated, his work can't proceed. Nor will his health improve. So we need you to bring him some chiralium scrubbing agents.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
The stratum the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period, the time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was? A fossil beach. If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
One more thing, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. Bridges' paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives, but in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece, no matter what. Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations. Especially
어쩐지
useful when
스태미너가 되게
traversing
빨리
snow-capped mountains.
떨어진다 했는데 보온 패드가 생겼니? 안다고요. 이거 한번 해봤다고요.
I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but you need to be extremely careful with that antimatter bomb, especially when transporting it by a carrier or vehicle. Any irregularities should trigger an alarm. Don't ignore it.
개많아 씨.